I set out in the morning, I think it was morning, and I started, I guess it was afternoon based on the clock there. Anyway, I set out west on the 90, heading to the tri-state marker between Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island. On the way, I stopped here at a rest stop because I saw D'Angelo's sign, and they're rare these days, and I always stop when I see one. Got a tuna sandwich, nothing on it, like I did when I was a kid. Um, and I ate it in the car. It was great. Um, I also, as you can see, forgot that I was filming for a horizontal viewing experience and did way too many vertical, but I think I stopped that after this. Anyway, got back on the road, got lost here, found my way back though, and then arrived at the trail site. Because as you can see, there's a porta potty, which I took use of. And then across the road is the trailhead. But first, I familiarized myself with the site a little bit, its pleasant history, mostly uneventful, and then I set out. It's cold. It's very icy. I don't know how far it is. At this point, I saw this big bridge spanning the width of the trail, old and kind of mossy and worn down looking. But I saw there was a little path up to the side of it, so I decided to go check it out. So here I am at the top, saying, look at this bridge. Looking at this bridge. For obvious reasons, I did not cross, but later found out it was for cattle. I also later found out that this particular trail used to be a rail line connecting Boston and New York, and in 1891 an unprecedented 4-train collision happened right near this spot, killing 3 people, which I'm glad I didn't find out until later because it would have given me the creeps. Getting nervous about animals. Kind of guess forgot they existed. I wish I had a gun. Tri-state marker. 0.3 miles. Hasn't been that far, maybe like a 10 to 15 minute walk. And again, I have no sense of time, so what's to say where it is. Tri-state trail. Also sound like a couple of people down that way. These distant figures are the only people I saw on the entire hike, and I did not see them again. So this one, right off the trailhead, I think it's just the border of Connecticut and Mass. So you got Connecticut on this side, and then Massachusetts on this side. There you go. Pretty cool. As I got closer, I started to get excited about visiting a place I'd thought about visiting for a long time growing up in Rhode Island and being obsessed with maps. Felt like I was approaching something important, and my nervousness about not having a gun in the woods started to give way to anticipation. And here we are on the top of this hill, which has left me more winded than I would have expected. There you go. Massachusetts. There, Connecticut. Over here, Rhode Island over there. Out there. As I walked aimlessly around this cold block of stone, like a moron, stepping between 3 different states, and then leaning over it to be in those 3 different states at once, I slowly realized that this arbitrary marker of arbitrary lines did not feel like some important culmination of a childhood interest, or like I was scratching some itch for exploration. It did not even feel like being in 3 different states at once. It felt cold and lonely. The whole thing felt very stupid, and I felt stupid. Watching this now, I see that I did in fact look stupid. I remembered that I am, for the first time since graduating college 2.5 years ago, very unemployed, and a bit lost in my life after losing interest in my chosen career and having my expectations for my future blown apart by a pandemic. My partner and all my friends were spending this Thursday productively working meaningful jobs that they loved or at least cared about, and I was out here alone in the middle of the woods in 20-degree weather, being in 3 different states at once. Clearly, I had some things to figure out.
That's it.
I'm hearing a weird, deep animal call, so I'm getting the fuck out. That was nice. And I hope I live to make it back. Trail back. Obviously, I did make it back. I think the animal noise was a frog or something. But on the solitary trek through the woods and past a swamp and under the rotting bridge and back to the road, it did give me some comfort to think that I was doing something that had interested me, that had drawn me into the world. State borders and all borders are arbitrary, sure, but arbitrariness isn't what makes them bad. Arbitrariness can be dumb in a fun way that creates its own meaning. This was an arbitrary trip to an arbitrary spot on the map, marking the convergence of three states who still to this day don't agree on exactly where that spot is. And who cares? I had fresh air, space to think about my life, and a good time. And the states won't be going to war over the exact location anytime soon either. May as well go check it out before they do. Hello. And if none of that convinced you that my day was well spent, let this convince you. This is Triton. I grew up with him. He's my brother. And today I got to spend some time with him, my grandma, and my mom. Not bad.